Welcome. Sit back, relax. I think you'll enjoy this video. During Cincinnati's early beginnings, in the late 1700s, our ancestors would prove to be a tough and determined breed of pioneers. They made no mistake when they chose to start the three settlements along the banks of the Ohio River in what would become known as Cincinnati. Cincinnati's beginnings and rapid growth would become a strategic location in the Northwest Territory, proving to be a gateway for westward expansion into the United States. Its early development would lay the foundations for its success and its growth into the major urban area it is today. I'd like to share a basic history of Cincinnati, its beginnings and developments, along with some of the surrounding areas. The story of Cincinnati starts shortly after the development of Marietta, Ohio in 1788. Cincinnati's beginnings would be in that same year when pioneers arrived on flatboat, destined to colonize the Northwest Territory. The original settlements in what would become known as Cincinnati would span into three communities: North Bend, Lassanaville, and Columbia. Fort Harmar was built earlier near Marietta, Ohio in 1785 for the purpose of protecting settlers and served as a military outpost. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 facilitated the settlement of this territory, providing a framework for governance and land distribution. It encouraged migration by offering land to Revolutionary War veterans and others seeking new opportunities. The region was initially home to various Native American tribes, and the establishment of these settlements marked the beginning of significant demographic and cultural changes in the area. Fort Washington was built starting in the summer of 1789, located in what is now known as downtown Cincinnati. Chillicothe, Ohio would later be founded in 1796. Cincinnati would later be chartered as a town in 1802 and incorporated as a city in 1819. North Bend was founded in February 1789 by John Cleave Sims, and the original suggested name was Sims City, but not used. It would be named for its location along the north bend of the Ohio River. North Bend is located in what is now a village in Miami Township, Hamilton County, Ohio. The early settlers were pioneers seeking land and opportunity after the American Revolution, and it initially provided 24 lots to the new settlers approximately 15 miles west of downtown Cincinnati in the southwestern part of Ohio, across from the Licking River. Sims organized a group of pioneers from Limestone, Kentucky, which is now known as Maysville, Kentucky. It included soldiers and family members. Lassanaville was founded 1 month after Columbia, on December 28, 1788, by settlers primarily from Limestone, Kentucky. The group consisted of 11 families with 24 men that landed on flatboats at what is now Sycamore Street at present-day Gateman's Cove. John Filson was the original surveyor of the area and chose the name Lassanaville, which means the city opposite the mouth of the river. Lassanaville is a combination of words from two different languages, French and Latin. He worked with Matthias Denman, who was among the founding figures and played a key role in the early development of the area. Before the actual recorded founding date listed in December, in October 1788, while surveying near the Great Miami River, Filson disappeared during an attack by Shawnee tribes. His body was never found. Columbia was founded on November 18, 1788, and was the second settlement in the Northwest Territory. It was originally located near the junction of the Ohio and the Little Miami Rivers along the Ohio River floodplain, which posed challenges for growth. The settlement moved to its current location at the foot of the Tusculum Hill in 1815. The location is now known as the East End and is recognized as Cincinnati's oldest neighborhood, and is part of a historic district with many buildings listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Benjamin Stites, along with 26 settlers whom established the community, were primarily from New Jersey and the Pennsylvania area. During the first winter in 1788 and 1789, in the area of the three communities, settlers experienced challenging conditions. They faced harsh conditions after establishing their settlements. Their challenges were in the form of food shortages to conflicts with the local Native Americans. This made survival difficult during this time. Not only did they have to contend with cold temperatures, but also the difficulties of living in a new, undeveloped area, which included the need for building shelters and securing food supplies. Log cabins were built from locally acquired timber, which was abundant in the area, along with their flatboats being disassembled for the lumber they would provide. Arthur St. Clair, the governor of the Northwest Territory, would change the name to Cincinnati in 1790 in honor of the Society of the Cincinnati. The Society of the Cincinnati was founded in May 1783 to commemorate the American Revolutionary War that saw the creation of the United States. Officers of the Continental Army, at a meeting in Fishkill, New York, established the society. The society aimed to preserve the memory of the War of Independence and support its members and their families. It became the oldest hereditary society in the United States. It was named after the ancient Roman figure Lucius Quinctius Cincinnatus. That would lead to the city of Cincinnati's name in 1790. The Ohio River would prove to be crucial to Cincinnati's founding and growth, serving as a major transportation route for pioneers and goods during the westward expansion of the United States. It would facilitate the movement of supplies and people and become the vehicle to create a thriving trade center and develop into a sprawling urban center in the 19th century. Law and order in the early days. While still wearing the name Losanaville, a man was caught and punished for stealing cucumbers. This would be the first recorded crime in the books. It occurred during the first year of the settlement in 1789. William McMillan, who was the informal appointed justice of the peace, sentenced Patrick Grimes to 29 lashes. William McMillan was the first justice of the court of the General Quarter Sessions in 1789 and later served as judge of the Court of the Common Pleas. His official appointment as judge in Cincinnati would be in 1790. Shortly after the establishment of the government in the community, a military commander at Fort Washington, Colonel Robert McGraw, deemed the region to be under his governmental reign, rejecting any authority set up by the settlers. The differences in their opinions concerning who controlled the settlement would lead to tensions and a confrontation between McMillan and McGraw. The tensions stemmed from differing priorities. McMillan aimed to foster civil governments and community growth, while the fort's commander focused on military defense and control. The second recorded crime in 1790 led to the perpetrator seeking refuge at the fort. The commander of Fort Washington ordered Cincinnati's court to renounce its jurisdiction. This didn't set well with Judge McMillan. The commander took his response very harshly, and he sent a detachment of soldiers to arrest him. The commander's different priorities highlighted the challenges of establishing a civil government in a frontier area where military and civil interests often clashed. As Cincinnati grew and became more established, the jurisdictional squabble was eventually resolved. McMillan's role in local governance became more recognized as the military's influence gradually diminished. The community developed its own civil institutions. Cincinnati would grow into a thriving industrial city in the years to come, but would experience the normal growing pains as the population grew. The population would reach almost 504K in the 1950s and would start tapering off in the 1960s. The census in 2020 counted 309,317. The population would hold at about 309K to 315K from 2020 until today in 2025, where it's estimated to be 312,094. As the population grew, Cincinnati residents would begin to branch out to Kentucky and Indiana, forming the greater Cincinnati metropolitan area. As Hamilton County has been the home to the city of Cincinnati, the greater Cincinnati metropolitan area would expand to Butler and Warren counties in the 1950s and would include Claremont County, Ohio, in its near future. Kenton, Campbell, and Boone counties in Kentucky would soon be added, along with Dearborn County in Indiana and adding Union County, Indiana in 2018. In a nutshell, Cincinnati played a major role in the growth of the United States. It quickly became a vital hub for Western expansion, particularly in the 19th century, due to it being a major river town, making it a key point for cargo shipping, facilitating trade and travel for pioneers heading west. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next place.